So, Ron, I was doing some homework, and
Mm-hmm.
Mars, you know I'm a historian of the game, so I like to deep dive into history. And the first thing that I was thinking about watching that game last night, Oklahoma City legit has 12 guys. So when they're whole, they're starting five. They go J-Dub and SGA in the backcourt. In their front court, they go Dort, Holmgren, Hartenstein. That's their five. Is that correct? So after them, I got Wallace, Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, Jalen Williams, Kenrick Williams. I got the kid McCain, and I feel like I'm
Kenrick
forgetting
didn't even play
somebody.
last night.
He did. Yes, he did. Number 34, Williams. He
No,
didn't
he
play
he
much,
didn't
but he
play
did.
last night. Kenrick played
So
last
who am
night?
I thinking? Mitchell. That's the other guy
Oh,
that I'm
okay,
thinking
okay.
about. And Mitchell, AJ Mitchell.
The other guy.
That's
He's
12.
the guy.
That's 12. That's 12 legit guys. Now I went back and I did some homework because I'm thinking to myself, which teams, the best teams that I've seen, and I ain't even just talking about the best teams that I've seen, just the best teams in NBA history had 12 guys. Like that Boston Celtic team in the 60s. I think that 64 team is the best team that they ever had. Maybe the 62 team, but I think that 64 team is the best team they ever had. They had 8 guys. That Laker team, I mean, not the Laker team, I'm sorry, that Celtic team in 86, which is considered the best team that the Celtics had ever had. They had 10 guys because their starting five went Dennis Johnson and Danny Ainge in the backcourt. I got Bird, McHale, and Parrish in the front court. Then I got guys like Rick Carlisle coming off the bench, Jerry Seastings coming off the bench, Bill Walton coming off the bench. Like they had 8, 9 guys. Then I thought about that Laker team in 87. They had 8 guys. The best team that they ever had in with the Lakers in 87, and I'm sorry, in 2001, when they ran through the playoffs with Shaq and Kobe, they had 9 guys legit. I think it's a testament to what Mark Daigneault is doing with these guys in terms of managing minutes, knowing exactly what space to put these guys in, knowing how many minutes that these guys play, putting a scheme together so these guys are in a perfect space that they can produce. This kid, AJ Mitchell, when he comes off the bench, he knows exactly what he's supposed to be doing. I am a defender within the scheme of what we're doing. I'm not a great defender, but I'm a defender within the scheme of what we're doing. But my job is to get downhill and take quality shots and get quality looks. He doesn't really take a lot of bad shots. I did see him shoot an air ball, but he doesn't really take a lot of bad shots. And I love that about him. Love that about him. This group, in terms of a collection of 12 guys, this is some of the most amazing stuff that I've ever seen.
Chill, it's really 13. I don't know
I
which
feel like
guy
I was leaving somebody
forgot.
out, bro.
Yeah, I don't know
like
if
I'm
you
leaving
forgot
somebody out.
Isaiah Joe. I don't know if it was
him.
Aaron Wiggins.
I said him. I said
I'm
so.
pretty sure
So
you said
Wallace,
Jared McCain, right?
so Wallace comes off the bench. So Wallace comes off the
Yeah.
bench. Joe comes off the bench. Wallace, Joe, let's
Wiggins, J. Will,
see. J.
Kenrich,
Will, Kenrick,
AJ Mitchell, Caruso.
might
That's
be
what I
the
forgot,
one
Mars.
to just
Caruso. They got 13.
Hey,
That's what
chill.
I forgot. I knew I was forgetting somebody. I was like, I'm forgetting somebody.
But think about the guy that you forgot, though.
Alex Caruso.
Like that's in how important was he during their playoff run last year?
Like they don't win without him. They don't.
That's how deep you are. And you know what's funny, Chill? When I mentioned the 4 guys that were out, I forgot to mention Alex Caruso too. So it's like this team is so deep. Alex Caruso's almost an afterthought. It's ridiculous.
I thought Denver did a good job, and I want to make sure that you guys have a chance to talk about this, but I thought Denver did a great job in making those other guys make plays and make buckets, and they did everything that they could to keep the ball out of SGA's hands. And I don't think that guys understand. Like, I'm a big fan of guys who don't chase the ball, but they get the ball. What I mean when I say that is a guy who chases the ball, he brings the defense with him. But a guy who's patient goes and gets the ball. And that's what SGA did. He didn't chase the ball knowing that they were keyed on him. And that was giving a bunch of those guys a bunch of different looks, a bunch of different wide open looks, which is why I'm so enamored by this group in terms of a collection. Like these guys, in terms of the 12 guys that they have, for them to have to do their job. Okay, we're going to make Jalen Williams make shots. We're going to make Isaiah Joe make shots off the dribble. We're going to make these guys rebound as a collection. All of these guys. You're not going to do it, SGA, even though he ended up doing it. But you're not going to do it. And what it reminded me of, Penn, was when they were in the 2011 NBA championship between the Dallas Mavericks and the Miami Heat, where Dirk Nowitzki's attitude was just keep it close. I'll finish it. I'll end it. Just keep it close. I might not be great the entire game, but just keep it close and I'll finish it for us. And that's kind of what it reminded me of yesterday, even though SGA was awesome, but those guys were good enough where it stayed close and SGA just ended it. He's fantastic, man. He is.
Mars, I would like to hear your thoughts on what you've seen last night. I know this might be hard to, put in a sentence or in a soliloquy or, to really explain what you've seen last night. See, this is one of these nights that we're going to talk about, I believe, 10, 15 years from now. The night SGA took down Jokic, hit the game winner. I think this is one of those shots like that celebration where he was holding up the deuce. I think this is one of those clips that we'll see for a very long time. But, what are your thoughts on everything that happened yesterday?
There's a super chat from Whippity Scoopity that I agree with. I think that's kind of encapsulates my thoughts.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up so you can read it.
Yeah.
Where's Mr. Scoopity? Here we go. This one?
Yeah. He said the game winner by SGA was his 2016 Steph half-court 3 buzzer beater moment.
Against Oklahoma City?
Yeah, and it's not to say that this moment was more impressive or whatnot, but that game, if you remember, like everyone basically said that was the game that made Steph like the unanimous MVP. Like the MVP's over in February. Everyone knows it's Steph. Just call it. It's done. It was also kind of like the moment where everyone kind of, I'm not going to say accepted Steph was the best in the world because obviously Bron still existed. But if he was around at the time, that was the time when people were like, oh, he might be the best in the world. Like no one can do what he can do. I think last night's game, more than just like the game winning shot the first time, then the game winning shot the second time. I think more than that, just the overall control of the game Shea had last night against the contemporary, like Steph did it against KD and Russ and them. Shea doing it against Jokic, a Denver team that was pretty much whole except Peyton Watson. Meanwhile, he was missing 4 of what I would say his top 6 best players. And then they still come in, win the game, dominate the game in the way he did. Obviously, the scoring, the playmaking, the way they're having to double team him at all times, and he's still able to create for himself and others. It was just a masterclass. And I do think, to Ron's point, I do think this is the game when Shea's retired and there's another guard coming along, whoever that may be. And then the people defending Shea are going to bring up games like this one. Like, your guy couldn't do this. Your guy couldn't play against X player and dominate in this way. They couldn't do what Shea could do in games like this.
Is this going to be the bar, Mars? Is this going to be that bar game?
Yeah, I do think this is like, these are the type of games where it's like the story of players, because as players retire and their careers are over, the bad moment, well, the average moments tend to get forgotten.
Sure.
The extremely low moments get remembered. The extremely high moments get remembered. And that's kind of how someone's career is written.
Sure.
This is going to be one of those extremely high moments when it comes to Shea. When you're comparing Shea to whoever in the future, you're comparing Shea to whoever currently. Games like this are going to be the ones you reference. And rightfully so. I think he played as close to a perfect basketball game as one could play. Like there wasn't many mistakes. There wasn't bad decisions. He was creating for his teammates. He was getting wherever he wanted. He was playing within the flow of the game. He was making big defensive plays. Like he did literally everything that a basketball player, a guard could do in a high leverage game, and then came out with the game winner on top. Like there's no notes. There's no analysis that can say, oh, he should have done this better. There's nothing. He played a perfect game of basketball. There's nothing you can say he could have done better, in my opinion.
Which I also think is
other than maybe get one extra rebound, then he would have had a triple-double. I don't know.
Also think that's interesting too, Mars, because Joker was awesome last night, by the way. It wasn't like Joker was It wasn't like Joker was good and he had a whole hum night. He was awesome last night, Penn.
Yeah. 32, 14, 13. We're very, very desensitized to those numbers. Clutch
he was
3.
Awesome last night.
He was huge down the stretch. He was
they went band for band. They went band for band. Your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. And I thought Joker was awesome last night. We've discussed plenty of different times up here about Joker's inability to defend, and I've basically summed it up where he just doesn't have the ability to defend at a high level. There was a play in the third quarter where Casey Wallace ended up getting a dunk on the baseline. Joker's trying to shoot the gap in the corner because he can't leave Isaiah Joe open, because Isaiah Joe had previously, I think he knocked down like 2 threes previous to that. So I can't leave him wide open. But because Oklahoma City, Jalen Williams was knocking down shots, Aaron Wiggins was knocking down shots, Isaiah Joe was knocking down shots, they had spread Denver out so wide that it was difficult for Joker to even guard the paint. It was almost, even though he's not good at it anyway, because he was so spread out, it was almost impossible for him to guard.
I think a lot of players on this Thunder team are very underrated. Jay Will is one of those players that I really like him. But this Aaron Wiggins, Jared McCain, the dribble, pass, shoot, pressure that those two can create, especially when playing with SGA, I think it can make it a lot harder to gang up on SGA, right? Because you're wasting a lot of defensive effort to deny him the basketball, and then AJ Mitchell just catches it on the top and just beats his man off the dribble. So I love the skill set, and I really, really like this Jared McCain addition. I kind of liked it when they made the trade. I'm starting to love it. Like, I'm starting to feel like, oh my God, what a steal. And
Philly
you know
had
what?
to get off of him, though. They did.
No, why? Why do they have to get off of him? He's on a rookie contract.
He was, but I think that it was going to be a problem moving forward because he's that good, and it was going to ultimately end up with some sort of dissension throughout the course of the group, throughout the core of the group. Should he be starting over VJ Edgecombe? Should he be starting over? Because I don't think, to be honest with you, I don't think he's a rotation player. I think he's a starter, to be honest with you. But because Oklahoma City got so many players and they're so awesome that he's got to come off the bench. And I think it would have caused some dissension. And they were in a situation in Philly where they had to make a decision between the two of those guys.
I mean, I don't think you have to make a decision at all. I think he's a perfect sixth man. I think his skill set lends itself very much to previous six men like Jamal Crawford and guys like Lou Williams. And because he's not a great defender, you can always justify bringing him off the bench. I just think that his ability to dribble, pass, shoot, just again in a league which is very wide and spread out, like his ability to create offense puts a lot of pressure on the defense. So I like him. And you know what? Any decision that makes Nick Nurse and Daryl Morey look bad, I'm for it. I'm happy. They're catching a lot of strays right now, and I'm here for it, man.
Yeah.
It's the panel. Religion get built on cam. Where the check throw smoke and the host go ham. You ain't never seen hoops all hit the raw. Every take got weight, every night we drop. This that barbershop. Courtside, worldwide tone. Welcome to the only show that really feel like numbers jumping like the score.